The Film Slash Crew review called Pursuit. Let's get pursuing into this review and let's do it.
Oh, God.
Hey team, Megan Strachan here and welcome to the
Film
Slice
Slice Podcast.
I'm here as always with my co-host Kane Diggly Wiggly Kane Dogs.
Hi there.
And the man formerly known as Bro Diddly Doo Broadman Richards, and this week he is known as Kane Dogs.
Forget about this every time.
Forget about this every time, alright.
No! Let's just call him Captain Featherbeard.
Captain Featherbeard.
Captain Featherbeard has a feather beard. He's got beards with feathers in. Okay.
This week we are reviewing Cold Pursuit. Kane Dogs, you want to hit us up with that IMDb summary?
Would you like my IMDb summary? Or
Nah, let's do mine. Qui-Gon Jinn and the woman from Jurassic Park
That's it.
That's all he's got.
kill a bunch of people.
Liam Neeson's son or daughter or wife or parents will be kidnapped or taken or murdered, causing Liam Neeson to take his revenge over a voice message on the latest iPhone, probably.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Some snow.
It's in the snow this time.
Yeah, well, I also rewrote the title for the movie, and the title that I wrote was
Lukewarm Pursuit.
Ooh.
Liam Neeson is
Warm
Liam Neeson.
following.
Liam
The
Neeson.
Chili Chase. That's pretty good. That one's actually pretty good. I'm proud of myself.
I'm glad you're proud of yourself.
Chili Chase.
Chili Chase. Sounds like an actor.
Do you want
Like
the title or
Chevy
not?
Chevy Chase, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want the new title or not?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on.
Alright. Liam Neeson is Liam Neeson as Liam Neeson, the latest Liam Neeson film, Liam Neeson but he's in some snow, starring Liam Neeson.
That's just
Very
even
good.
from.
Do you want to hit us up with the actual IMDb
Yeah,
summary
I'm
so
finding
people
it.
might have
Yeah,
an
the
idea?
not shit one.
Look, this isn't much better,
Go for it.
and we're not far off.
Ethan from?
A snowplow driver Liam Neeson seeks revenge against the drug dealers he thinks killed his son, based on the 2014 Norwegian film In Order of Disappearance.
Yeah, the Norwegian film's called like Klakenbik.
It's called In Order of Disappearance.
Well, but in Norwegian, the word is like Klakenbik.
No, it's called, it says here, In Order of Disappearance.
Fair enough.
All right, when did you see the movie? What'd you think?
When did you see the movie? What did you think?
Do you like the movie?
None of the shit.
Kane Dogs.
Yeah, I saw this movie Friday night, it's a couple of days ago. Last time I saw a movie I didn't see it with the GF, I saw it with a friend, and I name dropped her and told her that I name dropped her, and then you cut it out, and then she went to listen to it, and then I got yelled at. So I saw it with Sinead. Her name is Sinead. Sinead's her name. Watching movies with me occasationally is her game.
Well, we're cutting all that.
No, you know.
So John saw it on
It's
Thursday.
not good content. It's
Saw it on Friday with her, and this film was terrible. It was a real piece. It was quite a waste of my time.
There you go.
Thought it was terrible.
All right, Broadman. When did you see the movie? What'd you think?
I saw it on Thursday afternoon. I thought it was weird.
When did you see the movie, and what did you think?
I saw the movie about 2 hours ago, and I
Yep, sure.
yep, and I thought it was funny.
Really?
I thought it was funny.
Really wasn't.
It really was.
Every joke felt so flat for me.
I think it was a bit of a fun time, a bit better than what I was expecting. What I was expecting was like pretty much like a Taken or something.
Oh, so you didn't realize this was meant to be funny?
No,
This
no.
is
I
meant
thought
to
it
be a
was.
black comedy.
I thought it was like another version of Taken. I'm like, oh, I'm not really kind of in the mood for that.
Oh, okay.
But when I walked in and I saw what was happening, I was like, yeah, I did chuckle to myself, especially the end. The end is my favorite part. I freaking love the end.
I went into this thinking it would be at least somewhat funny, and it was. I didn't laugh once.
Really?
It was the worst. Every joke.
you're dead inside.
Every joke felt so flat. I mean,
No
probably-
beats in Jordan's. Oh no.
Very good.
This podcast is going to be a total write-off for anybody.
Well,
Yeah, I thought. It was a weird one because I knew it was meant to be a black comedy, and when I watched it, it wasn't as funny. Like most black comedies aren't usually very funny, or the comedy isn't done well. But there was a couple of laughs in there for me. But beyond that, I thought it was just a weird film.
it was quirky. It was really
It was quirky. It kind of went nowhere.
Yeah.
And then
Started nowhere,
and it was
went
just like
nowhere.
okay.
Started
Nothing
from the
made
bottom,
sense.
now we're still here.
Yeah. Cool. Called Pursuit.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Lads, you know how every week I put up on Instagram and not Twitter.
Yep.
Sometimes what movie we're reviewing and ask our slices what they thought of the film.
Yabba
And we
yep.
generally get nobody.
I think Brody successfully only stuck to Yabba Yap.
Yep. But yeah.
We actually have 2 comments today on Instagram.
Ooh, I won.
First one
I'm
is
3 of them.
First one is from Angus Moose. Sounds like a bit of a legend.
Moose.
Wait, that's you. So
So
you're the first comment.
He said,
Do you reckon he
just,
likes burgers?
just finished watching it. The ending was hilarious. I thought so too. Yeah.
So what you're saying
Okay.
is you've commented something that the podcast doesn't agree on under our podcast.
No, this is from Angus Moose.
You're Angus Moose.
No, I'm not.
I've got you on Snapchat.
Shut up. It's Instagram. It's different.
You're Angus Moose on Snapchat as well. Anybody wants to find Angus on Snapchat?
Our second comment is from Her Majesty's Wardrobe, who is no one in particular, I don't think.
That's
No.
No, doesn't say the
No.
name. Doesn't say the name, Jordan.
They say, this movie was terrible. The jokes weren't funny, the action wasn't great, and the only time I cared about any of the characters was when the kid thought he had Stockholm Syndrome. And even that was concern over how fucked up that kid's home life must be. Yeah,
Thanks,
well...
Her Majesty's Wardrobe.
I
Don't know
guess,
who you are, but thanks for running in to the podcast.
Oh, she's going to be so mad at me.
yeah, so I guess she kind of agrees more towards...
Next time, Jordan, you should get
dogs.
your friend Sinead to write in.
I don't think she'd listen.
I don't
Nah,
think I'm going to
I
have a
think
French
she
Sinead in this podcast.
Anyway, that's what our Slices thought of that week. Cane Dogs, anyone on Facebook? Just quickly before I finish up
No,
this
I put it up,
segment?
but no.
Sweet. All right, moving on. Would you recommend it? Who would you recommend it to? Cane Dogs?
No.
Broadman.
Liam Neeson fans.
Well, the thing is
I know
I'm
you're going to
a
say Liam Neeson.
fan. I'm a Liam Neeson
Who would you recommend
fan.
it to?
Liam Neeson. He
Liam
probably
Neeson.
watches a lot of his own
he
films.
probably...
No, here's the thing. I love Liam Neeson, and I would not recommend this to myself.
Okay. Well, that's mine.
I just...
I would recommend this to anyone who hasn't seen the trailer and doesn't know a lot about the film. I think that's what we're kind of getting at, is kind of... Because Cane Dogs, you
Go on
walked
with
into the
any
film
expectations.
expecting a funny black comedy kind of thing. I went into the film expecting like a generic Liam Neeson thing, and I was quite like pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I guess... So what you're
Surprise.
saying is you went in expecting a bad movie, and this also bad movie was slightly better than the bad movie.
I'm not calling it a bad movie. Don't put bad words into my bad mouth.
Well,
Ooh. But I would recommend this to anyone who likes a bit of a quirky movie. It's something different. It's not
Bit of a quirk.
It's not your generic comedy.
no.
And
Some would
yeah,
almost say it's not a comedy.
that's true. I wouldn't call it a comedy. I would call it a funny action, or like a funny, almost thriller, like a very light thriller.
Unusual action-based drama.
It's a
With
quirk.
a slight
It's a
hint
quirk.
of comedy.
With a left kink in quirk. Sweet. Okay. Anything else before we head on into spoilers? I would recommend it if you don't know anything about it.
This
I feel like it
is
might be
a-
interesting
Which
watch.
also means if you're listening to this, Angus, we've spoiled that.
This is definitely not a cinema watch.
No, yeah, it would probably be better to watch it with a few mates, I guess, because then you can pick on it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anything else? That's it.
No, I don't know. what to
Let's
say.
head on into spoilers.
Oh, what a cool sound effect, Angus.
All right, we are in the spoiler section where we dissect and divulge everything about the movie. Rest in peace, you've been warned. God help us all. Cane Dogs. Cinema Dick. Got
Yeah.
any?
Yeah. But I feel bad about making them a cinematic, but they're definitely a cinematic. Where it's just a lovely old couple that went to see the movie that
Yeah.
sat a row behind us. And look, it's probably the first time they've seen a movie in a while. They probably have a nice romantic outing. I don't know, maybe they don't have the grandkids for a weekend or something. But they, the whole time they remarked on what they liked and what they didn't like.
Oh, that's nice.
Out
Oh,
loud
what
to
a
each
couple
other.
of cock bandits.
They were just like, oh, that's funny, isn't it? Oh, he's gonna shoot him now, isn't he? Oh, I knew he'd do that. It was that the whole, but it was like this.
I like the
little.
cute little old couple going, oh, he's going to shoot him. Oh, that's
No,
funny.
but it was just like the whole time they were like, he's done that. I thought he might do that. Like, it's just that the whole time. It's like they were watching it as if you'd watch it at home, and it was just.
What are all these people doing in my living room?
What's more annoying is I disagreed with everything they said because they were clearly having a good time. So.
And you weren't.
They were like, "Oh, that's clever." I'm like, "No, it isn't. It's not. It's in every other Liam Neeson
Shut up,
film."
you idiots!
Shut up, you bitch waffles!
Like it's like they had like they're like, "Oh, he's cutting the gun so it fits in their jacket. That's really clever." I'm like, they're clearly just
Been done.
being done. It's
Been
not-
done. That's right.
Been done, you turd pirates.
So if that lovely old couple is listening, fuck you.
Alright,
So,
well,
I'm
yeah.
t-
Your
I'm-
happiness has ruined my.
I've recently discovered the list of unused alternatives for the word cinema dick. So I'm just gonna run through them over the next couple
Please
weeks.
do. Excellent, Broadman. Do you have any?
I do. I do have a
Missed that
couple.
one completely.
A couple of
Broadman,
cock
do you have
goblins?
any?
Do you have any cock goblins? I do. Had a couple of chatty Cathys in Bloody Woolworths.
Chatty Cathy's.
Yep.
What's annoying about that is it doesn't actually rhyme.
Chatty Cathy. Never heard chatty Cathy?
I've heard Cathy.
Yeah, chatty
I've heard
Cathy.
Chatty Cathy.
I've heard Chavy Cathy. Yeah.
Chavy
I've
Cathy.
heard Chafy Cathy.
I've heard Chavy Cathy.
I've heard chatty cafes.
Chavy Cathy.
I've heard Chavy
Yeah,
Cathy.
had a couple of women that thought similar to Jordan's story would just have a bit of a chat about everything and everything and everything in the film. Oh, that's funny. Oh, look at that. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, now he's gonna get revenge on that guy.
The worst.
Oh, he's gonna throw him into the thing again.
I hate that because they say that's funny. If it's funny, just laugh.
The thing that annoyed me is I disagreed with it. They were like, "Oh, that's clever." I'm like, "It isn't."
You know what they were, Jordan? They were pie-eating prick biscuits. Some alliteration for you there.
Why
Very
is
good.
pie
Very
eating
good.
an insult?
I mean,
I love a good pie.
Oh, you're
oh,
an idiot.
Jordan. Are you a bit of a prick biscuit?
Yes, almost definitely yes.
I also have some cinema dicks. One little cinema dick. It was a guy who, very similar, kind of did talk kind of throughout the movie, very similar to yours. But he tended to laugh at points which weren't funny, like not even like meant to be jokes. Like there are a few kind of racial jokes kind of put in there, and he absolutely loved the racial jokes. But there was one part in the movie where the Indian drug lord, he's going through this hotel and he looks at like an Indian dress wear or something, flicks over the tag and it says "Made in China," and I was like, I feel like that was meant to be kind of almost like a heartfelt, like a
It's meant
actually
to be a bit of a tug on the emotions a little bit.
yeah, a bit of
have some
like
empathy for
a
that
social
character.
discourse
Yeah.
about their kind of people and all that. But when it turned over and said "Made in China," he was just like, ha ha ha. Got him.
Got him.
Buddy got him.
Yeah, I
That'll
think
teach
we
him.
need to take down the Native Americans and like a couple of notches.
yeah.
What?
Maybe you're missing the point there, but that's all. That not that many cinema dicks.
He really
Also,
likes Liam Neeson.
yeah.
Oh, I hate this.
Also, I was a slight cinema dick because I smuggled in a cheese toasty to eat in the back. So yeah,
That's cinema ledge. Cheese toasty smells good. It smells good. It's not one of those things where like everyone's like, "Oh, I hate the smell of cheese toasties."
Yeah.
Everyone likes the smell of cheese toasty.
That's true.
If you brought in like a tuna, pickle, and beetroot sandwich and ate it over the row in front
Firstly,
of you.
you're a psychopath because that's the worst.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. I mean, pickle's fine, but the rest is terrible.
all right. Let's move on into our positives. Cane Dogs, what is your most positive thing about the film?
My
Do
favorite.
you have any?
Yeah, I actually have a handful of them, but
Yep.
they're all conceptual ideas that were executed poorly. So, for instance, one of my favorite things about this movie was the idea that two of the henchmen for Viking were also lovers together, and at one point, one of the henchmen gets knocked off as if it's nothing, and the other henchman is forced to like just witness
off his
and cut
head.
off his head. And that little bit, that's an awesome idea that I really would have liked to have seen in a better movie. Because there's a lot of weight to that, but it didn't strike nearly as many chords as that idea
Yeah.
could have in a better film.
Because it did kind of go towards him actually betraying his boss
Yeah.
in the end, but they didn't really make the biggest deal of it. It was just a kind of
it
"Oh, I
had
did it," and then-
repercussions. It's
Yeah.
just the whole idea could have like we found out they were lovers maybe like 30 seconds before that happened. Like it was like 3 scenes beforehand. It was just there's a lot of things that were sort of afterthoughts that were kind of good ideas, but they were just. I really liked the idea that once someone died, it showed up on the screen their name,
yeah,
and their nickname, and also like their religion.
yeah,
Me and Sinead were talking about that's cool, but it's not related to anything in this movie. It's a cool idea, but to be like, and this was their religion. It has nothing to do with any of the themes in this movie at all. Religion doesn't come into any aspect of it except for that bit.
yeah.
And also, it only did it for some characters. It didn't do it for everybody.
No, I think I'm pretty sure it did
didn't.
it for
'Cause
all the characters.
It did it for everyone that died on scene and only a handful of people that died off scene.
Yeah,
But there was like a second guy that worked at the airport with Liam Neeson's son, and he died off scene, but his name didn't come up. They were
So,
just like,
so
oh,
it did. It didn't come
like-
up for everyone who died in the film.
They were like, oh, he was found.
There was a
he
couple. There was a
found
couple
dead,
of
but
characters
that
who died in the
didn't
film where it didn't pop up.
come up.
But yeah,
I'm struggling to remember what they were because I'm pretty sure they all did, but maybe I'm wrong.
You're wrong. And then there's ideas that I thought could have been executed better, and probably would have been executed better in a better film, but they were just wasted here.
Yeah, fair enough.
All
All right.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's your positive. Good to know.
Look, there were things where I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But
Cool
it was
ideas.
It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
smothered in awkward humor
Yeah.
and
Nutella.
yeah.
Broadman.
I thought the location was really interesting. I really also
Yeah.
liked his occupation. I thought that was really good. I'm starting to become more and more of a fan of films set in like the snow or like in the tundra. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's just because it's so different to what most people experience every day that it's almost otherworldly.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
It
And-
reminded me a bit of Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo and any other film in the
Ice
snow.
Age.
Ice Age. Yep. Ice Age. Yep.
Ice Age 2.
Yep.
Ice Age 3.
Also
Through
starring
5.
Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm just starting to become more and more of a fan just because of the more like the jobs that are in there as well. Like him being a snowplow person, snowplowist. Him being a snowplowist was pretty cool because it was an important job,
Yeah.
but also a job that might not see a lot of love. But he was being like honored by the city and stuff, and I kind of enjoyed that. That and some of the cinematography looked pretty interesting of like the crazy views and locations.
A lot of the
Yeah.
pan-outs looked
way,
really
like
cool.
up north, yeah, they were really pretty.
That being said, there's one shot where he's driving down the road, and it is the worst green screen.
Oh, the one that goes into Denver.
Yeah.
Every time he drives into
Yeah.
Denver. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
That,
think
that
you-
one was a bit poor.
Yeah.
That was a
It's
bit
really
poor.
weird that they were able to get cinematic shots of those wide open, like, snowy plains, but they couldn't get a shot of a car driving down a road in the snow.
Yeah, I think
Weird
it's
decision.
probably something as simple as the road from the snow to Denver is just like full of trees or just like really hilly, so you can't get any
Yeah.
shot that's like, yeah.
Yeah, just heading straight into
Another
It's
CGI
very
shot.
like stylized kind of thing. Yeah.
Another CGI shot that I did like was every time he killed someone and he threw their body into the waterfall.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was really cool. It was very noticeable every time it cut to there, and I thought that was very cool. And it kind of like pans up past there towards the end of the film. And I thought
Also
that was
incredibly
really
dangerous to be standing on a really snowy slope right next to a drop like that. The end.
Poor Liam Neeson.
cool. What about you, Gus?
My most positive, I think like the humor did land for me in some points, not all of the points, but some points. Especially, I think my favorite thing was just at the end because it was so unexpected. Like it was all wrapping up, and the Indian drug lord and Liam Neeson were like, just kind of driving off into the sunset, and it was like, okay, all this death is like done. And then the parachute guy comes around, and they're like, "Oh, look." And he just runs.
Except the problem is
just
Liam
runs into
Neeson
the
has
front
no
of
idea who
parachute.
the fuck that guy is, because at no point in time does Liam Neeson find out.
That doesn't matter though, because it's about the
It's
audience.
just another...
It's like,
But here's the thing.
I'm just saying it was my favorite part.
Liam
It's
Neeson-
not
It was-
Liam
it was
Neeson's
your
favorite
favorite
part.
Liam Neeson's
Yeah.
son was
Fair
killed
enough.
by a drug cartel, and then whilst exacting his revenge revenge on
His
a drug-
revenge. He was trying to refriend with the Native American.
Whilst he was
leader?
accepting his
Revenge.
revenge on
Is
a
that when you
drug
get revenge
cartel,
on a friend? Revenge?
another cartel shows up and he just goes, well, I hate this cartel because they're responsible for the death of my kid. But this cartel is probably good. Like, he just decides, like, you think he'd hate all drug cartels because his son died from a drug cartel. But
Well,
instead
he
he's
used to
like-
be in one, right?
I think the
He didn't. His brother was and his dad was. He
I think-
left to be a snowplow. That was the idea.
To be a snowplow.
Be a snowplow.
Turns out he was a transformer.
Yeah.
He was a transformer all along.
push me, Dad. I'm a snowplow.
A snowplowery.
Yeah, so I really like
You like that
that bit. I think that was that, and like that whole idea of it just kind of coming out of left field, like the comedy just kind of coming out of left field. I really enjoyed that, and I giggled right at the end because
Fair
of
enough.
that. It was a good high note to finish on. Yeah. And the cinematography was different, and there was a few kind of shots that I was like, that's cool. Like
It was
that's
decent.
different.
It wasn't just
Yeah.
basic.
There was like, I did notice like an Edgar Wright kind of shot where they were in the morgue and he was identifying his son, and like the hand would just come out of the frame and stuff like that.
yeah,
And, like,
things entering frame.
yeah, like
yeah.
there's shots like that that kind of go like, okay, well, they were actually thinking about it, and the cinematography is actually a part of the
Has
comedy.
that already been in a film? That raising of a body type thing?
Yes, except it's done
Yeah.
better.
What film was it in?
I feel like it is an Edgar Wright film. Does it happen in... It doesn't happen in Hot Fuzz. What's the other one?
There's Shaun of the
I love
Dead
that you're
and
adamant
At
that
World's
it's better.
End.
Yeah, adamant
No,
that it's better,
because-
but you don't know what
No,
it's
that particular scene is on my... is in my negatives.
Okay.
For a very
All right,
particular
well,
reason.
let's head on into
Yes.
negatives then. Cane Dogs.
All right.
Start us off.
I'm going to use that as my main example for my main negative, which is all of these jokes fell flat because none of them made sense. And the biggest problem is it really well summed up in that scene where he's sort of like lynching the body into frame, and it's not until the body gets to the top that Liam Neeson and his wife react, even though there's no tarp over the body, which means they should have seen, like...
I don't think they react right at the end though.
But he comes up and then she like cries onto his shoulder. And the entire time before that, like, they shouldn't be so. It's just like a weird.
I think,
It's a weird comedic note to put in where they find out their son is dead and they're just waiting for this guy to lynch the body up an extra foot. Why?
Well, I think they play it.
Why?
Like,
Why are they waiting for
they
the body
play
to be
it-
put a foot taller into
Yeah,
the air?
but I think this movie plays on death really lightly.
But
Like,
that
if-
scene shouldn't
if
have
you-
been, because the whole movie pivots around that moment.
But if you
I
make-
actually quite enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it
Terrible,
because...
awkward. It took 30 minutes of my life.
I enjoyed it because I thought it was actually pretty funny. But then also when you're talking about their reactions, I thought their reactions whilst being in the scene, I thought they were thinking what the audience was thinking of, like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That this man is doing this, and this is their son. So I feel like the beginning of that scene, they were basically in shock of what's happening with their deceased son. And then he gets up, everything kind of becomes peaceful. Everyone like leaves the room, and then that's when they finally kind of like let loose their emotions.
Yeah. I think that scene's kind of integral in setting the mood for the rest of the film, because that's kind of like the first death that we see, and by making so much fun of that, it kind of goes, all right, you guys are allowed to, like, what we're doing is we're making fun of people dying.
Except
Like, it's that kind of thing.
I
So
feel like it takes the only baseline of emotion out of the film.
my negatives was about the mum, just because I didn't see enough of her, and you didn't really get a lot of character
Also, she
from
doesn't-
her. Like right at the
There's
start,
no resolution.
yeah, there's no resolution for
Oh,
her.
she leaves a
doesn't, like,
note, but there's nothing written on it.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice just to see a bit more of her character, because she looks like an interesting character, and like obviously she's like smoking
she
weed
went to
and
Jurassic
stuff
Park.
at the.
She survived Jurassic Park.
She survived.
This movie would be 100% better if it was an actual sequel to Jurassic Park.
It totally is. You just need to read into it. Total sequel of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, she was
to
gonna.
read into it.
She was gonna ride on the card, but a pterodactyl rocked up a bit early, so she had to start flying. That was my negative. Broadman, what's your biggest negative?
Too many jokes. Especially the slow raising or lowering of things the second time. The second time is when
Body going into the truck.
yes, the Native Americans take the coffin with the son of the chief to a truck. They stand on the lift, and the lift goes up. The difference from that scene and the first scene is the body was very slowly raised up, and then they had an entire scene around the body. But the second time, the body got raised up to the back of the truck, and then it cut away to something else, and we never went back to that.
So it felt like it was pointless waiting for it.
It was pointless waiting for it. It like seeing the same joke a second time done worse wasn't good. But yeah, I think there was some moments in there where I felt like there were a little too many jokes, or maybe just the jokes weren't in the right place. But there were plenty of times there where I did enjoy them. Like when Liam Neeson had to kill someone, and he asked them who the best quarterback was, or when he's like laying down laughing with a man, he's just beat it in the front of his snowplow. I enjoyed those moments, and I also and the relationship between Liam Neeson and the kid. I thought there was some funny moments there, but
that made no sense to me at all.
Yeah,
the relationship with the kid.
But just so many jokes, especially with Viking. I think Viking maybe got a bit too much screen time for such a unfunny, unintimidating character.
Yeah,
I think he got a bit too much screen time.
He felt like the main bad guy's son in every other movie.
Anything else that
I really liked the brother of Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He was a henchman. I thought his character was my favourite character of the whole film. Because he had the most depth.
I don't think he had the most depth.
I'd say he had the most...
He had like a lot of kind of...
His motivations he's the only character who had motivations that I understood. He's the only character...
The Chieftain? I like the Chieftain.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The Chieftain was pretty cool.
I think he was... Yeah.
But yeah, no, Liam Neeson, even when he gets like his final scene in the car, where he's like, "Why did you try to kill me?" And you see him, like, you can see in the facial expression that he's immediately worked out what's gone wrong, and then decided that I'm going to play it and protect my brother. Like, it's not, you don't need someone to explain it. You understand in the way that he's able to convey that character that he's immediately gone. Clearly, the hitman I've hired has gone to him, and he's thought, I'm the one that hired him. I'll play it like that to protect my brother. All of that sort of stuff happens really quickly, but you believe it and you follow it. I also love the fact that all of the henchmen in this seem to just be like, look, one day I'm going to die, and it's going to be via another henchman, and he's accepted that life, and he has cancer.
He's got like stage 4 cancer or whatever.
Sort of like, he's in the car, he's like, look, I'm not surprised that I'm in the, like, sounds like get in the car, he's like, yeah, it's my time, I guess.
Yeah,
There's no point trying to run or anything like that.
So, can we all talk about the clearly worst part of this film? Which is towards the end, after a gunfight, Liam Neeson, there's one person left.
Picks up a tree.
Liam Neeson gets into a large tree logging vehicle, quickly cuts a tree, quickly cuts all the branches off it, and then picks it up.
Stabs the Tesla.
And stabs it into the roof of a car.
Look, that guy was lying there for about 4 hours.
That bit was so funny. It
was just because it's on the billboard. That's the only reason he did it.
It cut from Viking, who is like the leader of he's like a drug lord, like turning, like putting a key into the ignition of a car and turning it on, to Liam Neeson running, jumping to a vehicle, cutting a tree, cutting the branches of the tree, and then slamming it into the top of the car.
Really fast.
And it cut back to the thing slamming to the top of the car, and he was like, okay. He like put his hands on the wheel, and then the car gets slammed.
I like to think that the car actually left,
but
it was driving slowly, and Liam Neeson was chasing it with a tree.
The like 2-second cut of the tree getting cut was amazing.
He's a professional, man. That's why he's Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, professional snowplowist. I thought that was so funny.
Very good. All right. Well, I think we could keep talking about it, but I think we're at a good point in time now when we can finish. So we're going to finish.
We can all finish this thing.
We can all finish this. Cane Dogs.
There's no more podcasts. We're at a good point in our life. It's time to finish things.
I'm not.
Oh.
Ooh.
Cane Dogs, do you have an idea on how we could finish it?
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, tree.
Gun tree.
Rock, paper, scissors, gun tree. All right. Just before we end on this absolute high note of the podcast, what are we reviewing next week?
Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, Alita.
James
directed
Cameron?
by James Cameron.
I think so.
There you go.
Or at
He's
least produced by him.
Yeah, right. Okay, there you go. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, gun, tree.
Rock, paper, scissors, gun, tree. Tree!
You
Tree
idiot.
beats gun! Me and Angus beat John.
Wait, did we decide what beach street?
Nothing.
Nothing beats Street.
Thank you for listening to the Film Slice Podcast. You agree us on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you tune in next week for
Alita Battle Angel.
Alita Battle Angel. See you then. Bye. Bring your popcorn.
Yeah, better, yeah.